really hope this is the last time I have to talk about this, because I am so done. Hi guys, what's up? My name is David and welcome back to my channel. So, I'm supposed to be happy right now, but I'm actually not. So, I want to explain why. Because this process has been horrible. If you have been watching my channel, you know that I have been trying to change my last name since July of last year, and last week I finally got the paper from the King of the Netherlands telling me that this has been accepted. And that's great. It is great. I love it, but there's still a lot of things that I want to rant about when it comes to this whole process of Dutch bureaucracy. For context, if you have no idea who I am a trans man from Poland living in the Netherlands, and because the environment for trans people was not really great in Poland at the time when I was medically and legally transitioning a few years ago, I decided it would be the better choice for me to apply for Dutch citizenship and transition legally with Dutch documents. But because I am Polish, when I changed my name, I also had to change my last name because Polish has gendered last names. I'm not going to go into detail about like how and why and everything. I have a whole playlist of videos about documenting my process, so if you want to go watch that, please do. But to give you a bit of a recap, in 2023 I changed my gender and first name, and then in 2024 I applied for a last name change. But these two processes are completely different, and they are harder for trans people in the Netherlands with a migrant background, because the Dutch law does not take into consideration the fact that some people might have to change more than just their first name in order to legally transition. So I could not change my last name together with my first name. I had to apply for my last name change separately. And the thing with this is that a last name change in the Netherlands costs 835 euros, no matter for what reason and how much you have to change. Now, I only had to change one letter in my last name, and then you have to wait multiple months. It can take up to 10 months from the moment it gets accepted to when you finally have your preferred last name. And remember, I said I started this process in July 2024, and I got the final result in February 2025. So it has been half a year, and it's not even done yet. Like that's the worst part, is I'm supposed to be like happy and done and everything right now, but it's not over, because yeah, fun, I had to pay almost 1,000 euros to change this one letter in my last name. Now I also have to change my passport and ID, which is not included in the price. And the Netherlands has very expensive documents. Right now, an ID, I believe, costs 76 euros and the passport 81. Okay, I just checked, it's even worse. An ID card is 78 euros and 50 cents, and a passport is 86 euros and 85 cents. So because I am moving abroad next year outside of the European Union, I do want to have a passport, which I, for this exact reason, did not get when I changed my name first, because I didn't want to pay over 80 euros twice for a document that would be valid for a year. So I just want to go through the total costs of my legal transition as someone with a migrant background. And keep in mind, for a Dutch person, changing their name for trans-related reasons is free. The only thing you need to pay is about 50 to 60 euros for a expert review, someone who goes with you through all the legal requirements and things that are associated with changing your name and gender marker, and that's it. Then you can go apply for a name change, and of course pay for ID. So let's go through how much I had to pay for this entire process since 2023 up till now. So first I had to pay 60 euros for the expert conversation thingy that lasted for 15 minutes and only covered topics that I already knew by just, like, you know, having eyes and reading. So already that is weird, especially after years of therapy. But, sure, 60 euros. Then I had to pay 75 euros for a new ID. For that, I also had to get my birth certificate from Poland. Now, that wasn't expensive, that was like 17 euros, but still, I have to include it in the price. So then I had to apply for my last name change, and this cost 835 euros. And then finally, the step that I still have to do, because it still hasn't been updated in the registry of people in the Netherlands, so I have to wait, but it will be probably finalized like next week or in 2 weeks max. Then I'll have to pay 75 plus 86 euros again, and we get a total of 1,148 euros.
So, I completely forgot that I also had to pay 231 euros to get Dutch citizenship. Also, an ID card is 78 euros, not 75 euros. This adds 231 plus 2 times 3 to the total. The whole process has thus cost me 1,385 euros, compared to the less than 138 euros a Dutch-born person would have to pay.
So, technically, that is not a lot, but I am 19 years old. I am a full-time student. Even with a job in the Netherlands, I do not get minimum wage, because under 21 you are not required to get minimum wage, and living here is expensive. So for me, having to spend this much money is absurd, I think. And I am not saying that I somehow have it the worst in this world. Like, I was able to do it, but I was able to do it because I asked on here for support, which I'm very thankful to have gotten. I had a GoFundMe, and it is still open, so if you still want to support and give like 1 or 2 euros towards me getting my new documents and having everything finalized, then you are more than welcome to do that. I will put the link to it in the description. And yeah, I don't think it's okay to have to pay this much. This is a problem that comes from the bureaucracy that is here in the Netherlands, because these last names have to be in this royal registry. That's again why I had to get a letter from the King of the Netherlands, and I think that's bullshit. And I am angry that everything lasts so long, because I have other things to do in my life, and it has been made difficult through the fact that I had to change my last name. And I know that people will be like, no one cares about one letter. Listen, I am from Poland, living abroad. There's tons of Polish people living abroad in almost every single country in this world. If this was some kind of obscure language that no one knew, no. People in the Netherlands are very aware of the fact that Polish people have gender last names and that the ska ending is feminine. I do not want to be misgendered by my own last name, okay? And this is just grammatically incorrect. It is a adjective that describes a person. In Poland, if I would have a last name ending in ska, I would be required to change it because it is grammatically incorrect. So, yeah. I hope there will be a time where it would be easier for not only trans people, but every person in the Netherlands to change their last name and first name for whatever reason they want to. At the end of the day, it's just a term who describes who you are as a person, and if the name you got assigned at birth does not adequately describe who you are, then why would you have to deal with that for the rest of your life if you don't have enough money, you know? So yeah, thank you for listening to my rant. This will be the last video I make in this series, but feel free to watch every single other one where I go into different details. And yeah, I am working on a video on runestones, but it is long, so we'll see when that comes out. But in the meantime, if you enjoy my content, please, please, please like this video, subscribe to my channel. I am this close to getting monetized, so it would be very great if you just watched a few of my videos, liked, commented, and yeah, thank you for watching. I will see you next week. Bye bye.